in, they're going to be broken up on the YouTube channel. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter which order I do them in. So if I'm not doing them in the exact order they're supposed to be done in, my apologies. I'm just doing them in the order I'm coming across them today. Shadow Labs had to be attuned to in order to get into Shadow Labyrinth, actually, is what it's really called. You had to be able to open the door, and I think you had to either do a quest or do the other instances and get something specific out of them. I'm not entirely certain anymore. It's been a long time since I've done these instances at level while wanting to get them done for certain things. Okay. So, as usual, we're going through to just kill the hell out of everything quickly. To show the insides of the really, really gorgeous instances of the game. And take a look at the art. Except for one instance I screwed up the other day. I didn't get the quests on the way in, I missed them, but I did complete the quest requirements, and so discussed it in that term afterwards. Other than that, I've been doing all of these instances, picking up the quests on the way and doing them. This is the only character I've got that hasn't done all these quests, so here we are. Oh, another guy needs to be hit. Hit him. There we go. Good. And I'm dealing with the usual kitty cats walking on me. So basically kitty cat aggro, and hopefully that won't take too much of the day. Now this isn't necessarily the character that I'm going to be using for all the instances, including all the raids. I'll probably be using my main for the raids, so don't be surprised if I switch to that when I get to that point. Pandemonium, if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the first of the guys that makes this big dark mark on the floor that you have to stay the hell out of. Can't remember, doesn't matter, he's dead now. But I know that he has more than one move. Let's take a look at the map for the people who don't know. It's all cyclical. You go all the way around, come out here, and then go back out the exit where the quest givers were, and there you become redeemers when you're done. There is a spare boss over here, an extra boss that can only be done in heroic, and I think you also have to complete a quest in order to have the ability to even get him to unlock his prison. So we're not going to worry about that. I've never killed him. In the entire time I've been in the game, I've never killed that particular boss. I don't know if anybody else out there has. If anybody has, feel free to let me know how to do it, how to access them. Killing them is not exactly the hard part. Accessing is the hard part. These guys like hitting me. Alright. Another group over here. There we are. Yeah, it took me a while to get online today because I was dealing with the cats. They've got fleas. And I don't like seeing them being in that predicament, so we were trying to get rid of the fleas on them. We're using a flea shampoo that does a good job for a time, but in order to get them all taken care of, we have to actually repeat the treatment or use a diluted form directly on their skin and let it sit there and kill the buggers that we miss. So we're in a situation right now where we've already done a bathing. The wife took care of that, and now it's just a matter of seeing if we can get them dead. These Nexus terrors like to fear people into mobs, so make sure you blame the Nexus terror if one of these groups takes you down because you accidentally got feared into them. That's not your fault. Always lay the blame at the foot of the NPC. I'm only kidding, but honestly, I was in this instance yesterday with my monk panda, and he got aggroed into the group, one of the groups in this room. I don't even know if it was this room. I don't think it was this particular room, and ended up wiping most of the party, but it wasn't his fault. It's not like I willingly went ahead and aggroed a bunch of idiots for no stupid reason. I was forced into it. Of course, it also follows along with the idea that tanks don't know what the hell they're doing anymore. So for a really good example of how tanks can be good and yet bad at the same time, take a look at that part of the video from yesterday's stream. Okay, you can loot now. There we go. Stupid mouse. I do believe that the wife might be making that particular instance run a highlight, and perhaps in the description of it she might mention the fact that if the tank was pulling around the corner out of the room like a tank is supposed to, then me being aggroed into another group of mobs would never have happened.
Nope. Because
we wouldn't have been in the room far enough to worry about me picking up other mobs, even if I was aggroed directly into the center of the frickin' room.
Correct.
So, you know. However, I do sing the praises of the tank through most of the instance, simply because he knew enough to... the first thing he did was tell the healer that he was going to be pulling big groups instead of 1 or 2 mobs at a time, like I'm doing for myself. He was pulling most of a room. And I appreciate that, but you also have to know about the mechanics of individual things and not cost everybody 20 gold because of repair bills. You know, that would be advisable. 20 gold is more than it actually cost because I was only level 60 something, but you get the point. A tank who doesn't know how to pull in the level 60s is going to be a tank who doesn't know how to pull at level 90. And he's going to be a tank who doesn't know how to pull at level 110. And while instances are not as important in Draenor, they're going to be mucho more important come the next expansion. So tanks are going to have to go back to knowing their shit instead of just randomly grabbing bunches of mobs and hoping the healer can keep up. Which is the way tanks do it nowadays.
And that's not the way that it's supposed to be done.
It's not the way I learned.
Healers can't save your ass 24/7. We have to pay attention to the rest of the goddamn party.
Because the rest of the party's taking aggro and damage that they shouldn't be taking because the tank's not paying attention or trying to grab aggro back off them. Another thing that you might want to pay attention to, tanks, and this is important for tanks and DPS, and I'm pretty sure the wife here is going to appreciate this comment. You can't be healed if you're not in line of sight. Now, this is a really basic piece of information. But again, because tanks aren't aware of pulling around corners, they don't really pay attention to stupid little things like line of sight and crap like that. As a result, they can get a party wiped completely simply because they're busy tanking something around the corner, and the rest of the party's DPSing something they aggroed earlier. The tank can't be seen, the tank dies. Because the tank's dead, you know everybody else is going to go down.
And then gets angry.
And then they get blame the healer, which is a load of bullshit. Same way that hunters get blamed when they go in Nomergan and accidentally pull the... well, they don't accidentally pull. The party pulls the deliberate ambush that Blizzard set up there at the bottom of the first big jump. Yeah, that ambush is supposed to happen. It's part of the mechanics of the instance. No one gets blamed, but hunters and warlocks constantly get booted from parties because everybody blames them because the people in the instance don't really know the instance. They know, hey, attack that guy. I'm a tank. I should make sure he's attacking me at first. Hey, I'm DPS. I should burn him down. They're not really paying attention to little things like getting aggro on themselves or going around corners and not being in line of sight with the healer who can no longer heal you if you're in that situation. People don't play the game mechanics the way the game was originally meant to be played. And tanks are going to have a rude awakening come Legion. I think tanks are going to have a real rude awakening come Legion, because right now all tanks do that involves trouble is raids. But when instances require actual, thinking ahead, planning ahead, aggroing in bunches that are manageable for the healer, taking your time, little things like this, Yeah, I think the tanks, the majority of tanks, are going to be in for a rude awakening. Not this tank. Hell no. I'm used to this shit. That's all I used to do, was tank in the Wrath of the Lich King and Burning Crusade instances, so I'm well versed. Okay, this guy's a bit pain in the ass. Yesterday, I couldn't attack these ethereal beacons. They just went around and caused problems. So I think, if that is the mechanic here, and again, I haven't run this as a group in years, so, well, I ran as a group yesterday, but, you know, it's almost like relearning it when I'm running it at that level. I'm just kind of walking behind the tank and seeing how little thought is being put into the pulls, and just hope I can get to the end, turn in the quest, and get the fuck out of Dodge. So, that being said, I don't remember all the mechanics of all the bosses, so I apologize if I'm not giving you the exact mechanics. However, that means that you have a reason to go into these instances as well. It's not just a matter of, hey, Delrin went in and he just wiped through everything, so obviously everything can be wiped through. I don't have to use my brain. No, it's a matter of Delrin is showing you how pretty the instances are, what might be needed in order to get quests complete, and showing you the routes through certain instances that require you to do multiple routes, or pick a route, or pick a way to go through, where the bosses are hidden, or things like that. That's what I'm showing you. I'm not trying to show you how to kill the bosses. If I was trying to show you how to kill the bosses, I would be deliberately playing through these instances with a character at the instances level. And I would be doing it about 6 years ago, or 7 years ago, back when Burning Crusade was the still the new kid on the block, and these instances were being run correctly. That having been said, I am now heading out of the Mana Tombs. That's one down, so I'm going to pause this for the wife and let her have the good spot to edit for the Mana Tombs to be posted on their own on YouTube. There we go. Okay, so I'm now going to meander my way to the next instance. I'm going to hop on a mount. I'm going to deliberately leave Shadow Labyrinth for last. That's the one that's to the south, over that way. I am going to do all the other crypts and instances first. Because at least I know Shadow Labs was last. Sethak Halls. Okay, Sethak Halls will be instance numero 2 in the Auchindoun area.
By the way, turns out when I talk through the microphone and everything, I sound like a kid.
You do. When everybody said I was robbing the cradle, they didn't really mean it, folks. She's honestly in her 30s. Now go enjoy your lollipop, and I'll talk to you later. You can't even get mad.
Oh my god.
You can't even get mad because
I'm turning 33 soon.
Yeah,
and
you are.
I sound like I'm
12-year-old. I get to choose the age. I get to choose the age. 12-year-old.
Shut up.
What? I get to choose the age. Okay, we've picked up our quests, and as you can see, Sethak Halls has more than one map to it, which is kind of stupid. I don't know why it does, because the second hall, all it does is show, you go up the stairs, this is the stairs up to the second part, and the second part goes around, and then there's a ramp. Okay, so it's kind of stupid. This could all be one map, and it's no reason. There's literally no reason why it isn't. Because that stairway up is over this, and the rampway goes back to here. There's literally no reason to have this as two maps. But I'm not the one who made the game. So, that having been said, let's grab a whole shitload of aggro for a change. Let's just grab a room. I haven't grabbed a room in frickin' ages.
You used to do this with Gut Ring.
Yeah, I'd grab them all and then I'd thunderclap them, and they'd all die. It would be a real shame.
He used to take me through these places so I could see them, because I'd never seen them before.
Kind of like what I'm doing now.
So he used to just say, okay, stay here in the doorway. He'd go around, literally in this big circle that he does.
Just like I just did.
Make sure that they're all with him and everything like that. And I'd be laughing my ass off, and then he would do thunderclap, and
This would be the result.
Lightning, and then everything's dead. So literally, I could walk into the room, grab the stuff, and he'd already be gone to another room, grabbing more. And I'd just be standing in the doorway. I'd literally make my character just sit down, and he'd do this, and it's so entertaining for me.
And you know she's telling the truth, folks, because 12-year-olds don't lie.
Shut
okay,
up.
so I'm going to keep grabbing up.
I'm gonna fucking throw something at you, I swear to God! I am not 12!
Why are you getting on me? You know, Caligos was in the game yesterday, too, and heard you speak. So why are you getting pissed at him? He knows the truth
Because
as
he's
well.
not answering anything.
He's not currently... He's not actively online at the moment?
No.
Darn. He's probably
look,
gone...
He's been away for 3 hours.
3 hours? That's long before I started playing. Was he on our Twitch? Or is he in here?
No.
Is this here where you're looking at it?
Yeah, I was looking at it there. He's
Where do you
not
find
been
that
in
information?
3 hours. Oh, you have to minimize your screen and actually go to the BattleNet thing.
Oh,
And
fuck
it
that
says that he's
action.
been away for 3 hours.
I'm not going to minimize Dick. That's a strong proclamation.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not minimizing a goddamn thing. So there. Got a problem? Okay, so I took care of one quest, but I, as you can see, get another one. Yay! Because that's what I want. I want to exchange a quest for another quest. Well, I didn't really exchange it. I didn't turn it in. I had to turn it in back at the beginning of the instance. But now we have to go around and get cobalt eyes. Yay! Cobalt eyes! Nom nom nom. They're good on a sandwich. Would you eat cobalt eyes in a sandwich, or would you have it as a side? I think you'd probably have it as a side.
What are you talking about?
Cobalt eyes. I have to pick up cobalt eyes for this quest. I'm just debating.
That's disgusting.
Well, it all depends on what it's coming from. Maybe it's not so disgusting, depending on what you're eating it from. Maybe it's not a disgusting creature.
It's gross.
Why? I think you're giving cobalt eyes pretty short shrift here. You don't know it's gross.
It's gross.
What's the rule of you don't knock it till you try it? You're supposed to try things, aren't you?
No, not that disgusting.
What? They could be really good for your heart. At which point
I
you'd
doubt it.
But you'd then be asking me to eat them in order to keep my heart strong, right? What? You never liked my ideas.
Wonder why?
Because it's a good idea.
Guess what? No, it's not.
See, I've got 2 of them. I'm gonna need 3. It's like making a little shrimp cocktail.
It's not shrimp.
No, it's cobalt eyes. But I mean, you know. Next thing you're gonna tell me you wouldn't eat. Okay, what the hell's the achievement points coming up for? Get away. Next thing you're gonna tell me you wouldn't eat snake. Okay, she'll eat snake, folks.
No.
Well, you didn't say anything, so I had to assume.
Stop assuming.
What? What do you got against snake now? What have you got against snake?
It's gross.
Why? Have you tried it and I didn't know?
No. It's just gross.
Why is it gross?
Because it's something that slithers on the ground, and it's gross, and with the side order of ew and yuck. Oh, did I mention gross?
You're using the same excuse multiple times.
Disgusting.
But what about all the little snakes?
Vile.
What?
Beyond with the nasty.
Why? I don't think that's very fair. I'm certain that there are some snakes that are going to be very upset with you now.
Guess what?
I don't know
I
why.
don't give two shiznits.
That's not nice. That's so rude. My goodness. Now, I got my cobalt eyes. What is wrong? He seems so offended by my suggestion of food. We need to save money, you know. If I went out and I caught us some
Okay,
snakes...
whoa.
What? What?
Hold up right then and there, okay?
What?
If you bring a dead, disgusting, dead
Dead twice?
snake into my house,
That's dead?
I am going out the back door. You are going to cook it outside.
But you're gonna eat it.
I am going to eat no snake.
Aw, come
Okay?
on.
No.
Okay, we have to pause in your very adamant refusal to try new things to discuss this boss. Now, this boss is one I do remember. He pulls off a move that makes you have to hide behind one of these 4 pillars. What I'm trying to describe to you folks is line of sight. If you are within line of sight, you get slammed by a huge, massive amount of damage, and it screws you up. I don't have to worry about it because I'm going to kill him with one hit, but people doing this instance at level will have to worry about that. So make sure you hide behind the pillars when he starts preparing his big ability. For that purpose, I'm going to see what the name of his big ability is by coming up to him and saying hello. I don't even know if he'll... I think he goes back to the center to cast it. Let's find out. He's not doing anything right now. It may occur as a result of doing a certain amount of damage to him. I'm not certain.
Do you have a low level, like a fishing rod or something that you can hit him with? And see?
Yeah, but it would take a lot of time to switch out the weapon and hit him with it. I'm level 100. He's level 69.
Well, he keeps missing you, and this is kind of...
Yeah, let's just finish him off. But yes, he does have an ability where he can smack you down pretty heavily if you're not hiding behind one of the pillars. So do yourself a favor and learn what line of sight means. Take advantage of the knowledge and activate it when you're in the section. Okay? Now, because I've got the quest done, I can run right down here to the exit because now the doorway has been opened. But due to the fact that I have that other quest to turn in, I'm not going to be able to go straight to the exit. I'm going to have to go down here and turn in the quest, which is a big pain in the ass, but that's okay. I'm doing it anyway. It's not that big a pain in the ass. Everything's dead. You will have to clear the instance. Well, maybe not the entire instance. You might be able to leave groups in far corners away from the pathways that you have to take to get from place to place and not kill those guys, but, you know... That's the decision of the tank. The tanks who don't know how to pull properly. So take that with the grain of salt that you might take that with. Okay, so that quest is turned in. I'm going to go back out here and turn in the other 2 quests, and then we're going to go outside, pause it, and let the pause be a place where the wife can institute a break in movie or highlight, I guess it would be, before I head to the next instance. Isfar. It's probably Isfar, but Isfar. Oh, all these things are the same, so it doesn't matter what line I take. And here you go with this. And what's worth more here? Obviously the pole arm. Anything two-handed is worth more than anything one-handed. That's a rule of thumb for the entire game if you're collecting things based solely on cash value. Alright, I have exited the Sethek Halls. I'm going to park my arse right here. Let the wife have a good spot where she can edit. And now we're going to continue on, go right across the other side of Auchindoun into what will likely be the Auchinai Crypts. Looks like I knew the answer there, huh? Alright, and then we go to the instance. Okay, we'll grab our questies. Give me this. Kill a guy. And kill another guy. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, this is one that's broken into a lot of other maps. Oh. Okay, two. By a lot of other maps, I meant two.
Yeah, two.
Yeah.
I said
This instance is a pain in the balls because you have to go back the way you came in order to get back out, which is stupid, but hey, I didn't make the game. You're getting the familiar refrain of I didn't make the game. You're going to get used to hearing that, I swear. Now, in order to do a proper pull on this room all at once, first I'm going to have to take away this because they can hit me with magic from a distance. So instead of it taking about a year and a half for me to gather up all the mobs by crawling, I'll zip this along. And I'm going to make use of line of sight in order to make sure they all have to come out and fight me. So I'll have all the magic users, even though they're going to be spread out all throughout the room at the moment, they're all going to come together in a nice tight package when I'm ready to actually kill everything at once. I promise. Doop-de-doo. Come on, I'm trying to get everybody here. Everyone. See all the magic users hang out down here now. They're all getting screwed by my line of sight thing. Okay. I'm now going into the second room, kinda, sorta. And we're going to grab everybody here, and then we're going to nuke them all real quick. Go. The secret is going to be going up these stairs to here. Anybody wants to come in is going to have to be in line of sight with me here. See them all coming up? I can just go right here. See, they're all grouped together. Yeah, we need a target. Let's get a target. There's a target. There's another target. Let's get that target over there. There we go. Look at that. That's how you do it, you see? That's how you kill everything nice and quick and grab a couple of gold all at once. There we go. That's the entire first floor of the instance completed in one little kill zone. And now we're having this stupid keyboard act up a little bit more on me. So enough that it pulled up the achievements list for no apparent reason. Now it's trying to interfere with my being able to move about. Pleasant? No, not in the least. Alright. Now, I only have this boss and this boss to go. Did I actually kill a boss down there, or was there even one there to kill? No, there's only two bosses in this entire instance. That's screwed up. I don't remember if well, it probably was the exact same way back in the day. I can't remember for sure. These guys taken care of. I'm running out of space, so I'm going to have to use my Traveler's Tundra Mammoth when I get out of here. I also want to give a shout out. I have a shout out that I'm supposed to be giving out, and the wife got an email this morning to remind me, and she hasn't reminded me yet, which means I think she forgot that she got the email.
No, I got the email.
I have to give a shout out to my 500th follower, who was actually who followed me the last time I was streaming instances, but I didn't see it until after I was completed the stream, so I didn't get to give them a shout out during the run. Revolutionary Gaming, who can be found at Twitter. I'm going to share this quickly. Yeah, I know what it is. I'm just going to share it quickly. There we go. There, I remembered. Ha ha. This bridge is a pain because there's invisible things walking around on it. I think they're invisible, or they might just be phased. And they phase in when they feel like it. I'm not sure. I might be too high a level for them to come after me. Oh, there's one. Raging Soul. They don't actually drop anything or give you any experience or anything, I don't think. They might give you experience, but they don't drop anything. So they don't give you rep either. So I'm just letting you know. They're basically there to piss you off. Now this particular dude, he is a pain in the butt. He attacks from a very long range and screws up your magic nicely. So he's got to be dropped hard and fast. Just so you know. My wife and I and a friend, an ex-friend of ours, were 3-manning all these instances at level for the purposes of getting guild runs done for the guild we were in, and we actually got stopped by that particular boss, and we're not able to complete this instance the first time we tried to. As a result, it was kind of pissy. Made us a little bit upset. I was upset anyway.
Oh, I was pissed off. I hate that bastard almost as much as I hate Onyxia.
Yes, the wife has a very, very curious hatred of Onyxia. The wife is probably also looking at that corium vein and wishing to God I was minor.
Yes.
Don't you wish you could join my party and come in and do this instance with me? You could, if you were in the game.
I can't.
You're busy on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm busy on Twitch, and even if I wasn't busy on Twitch, I can't get in there.
Why not? You've got a character that's
Yeah.
above level 69 that mines, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Then you could come and join me and get that. But that's okay. No one really wants corium anymore anyway.
Shut up.
Corium's not important.
You suck.
Why do I suck?
I don't know.
This coming from the girl who doesn't want to try snake.
I am not eating. What the hell is wrong with you?
What? It's a little snake. Yum yum.
No. No.
Would it help if
No.
I remove the skin first?
No.
How would you ever play Survivor?
I wouldn't.
Well, that's not a go-get-'em attitude. That's not the old college try.
Well, guess what? I don't want the old college try. I am not eating something that I can't identify on the damn plate and that I didn't order.
Don't order
That
it.
I didn't
You
cook.
can identify it. Oh,
No.
now you're not going to eat what I
No.
cook you, huh? Now you're not going to eat what I cook you. You're not
Okay.
going to eat your husband's cooking.
I will eat your cooking as
See?
long as you tell me that it's from a certain food group that I can identify.
I seem to remember a woman who made me eat spinach without telling me it was in my food. Now, do you happen to know that person?
You
Have
needed
met
that,
person?
okay? You need
I
that.
need-
That's
what do
for
I
your
need?
health.
For my health.
Yes.
Spinach.
Yes.
For my health.
Yeah.
What if
I didn't have a problem with it.
What if snakes were necessary for your health? Ah!
Snakes can go jump in a damn lake.
But then you'd have to eat them for your health. You just
No,
said.
I wouldn't.
You just
No,
said.
there is no health reason.
You have not
at
looked up
all
the benefits.
That says that I should eat snake for my health.
You have not.
I don't live in Australia. This ain't no Crocodile Dundee business, okay?
You have not
And
looked up every illness on the planet.
Never,
You have not looked up every illness on the
ever
planet to
will
determine.
you get me to eat snake, okay?
No.
No.
No, it's not okay. You have to try everything.
No, I don't. There is no rule on this earth that says that I have to try snake.
My rule. It's my rule.
Guess what?
What?
It ain't gonna happen.
Why not? That's not nice.
No. It is nice.
It is
I'm
not.
telling you up front that I ain't gonna eat it.
You're very, very irritating. And that's the second time the Y button has pushed itself on its own.
It's possessed.
It's possessed. Yeah, then I really want to use this
Because
keyboard.
You're telling me to eat something that I don't want to eat.
Maybe it's possessed
It's
by.
asking why.
It could be possessed by the spirit of a snake.
No, it ain't.
And it's
possessed
wondering
by-
why you won't
no,
love
no,
it.
No. No.
It's wondering why you won't love it.
No.
But it's a nice
No.
little snaky guy.
No.
You're very anti-animal, aren't you?
I love animals.
Snakes
That
are
doesn't
animals.
mean I have to eat them. I like snakes.
Well, I'm not saying you have to
want a
eat
snake as a
every
pet.
animal. I'm not suggesting
But
you eat a
said
cat.
I can't have.
I can't have what?
You said that I'm not allowed to have a tarantula or a snake in the house.
Oh, now you want a snake in the house.
I want one as a pet, yes.
There is not a planet upon which I will allow a tarantula to be in my house as a pet. Ever. But I'm not against eating it.
You'd eat a tarantula.
If someone advised me that it was good and the poison sacs were removed as well as the fangs, yes, I would have no problem eating tarantula as long as it tasted like something, not bad. I'm not going to just randomly eat some piece of crap because someone said, hey, eat this.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard many people in many different situations say that snake tastes good.
And yet, when we were watching some Survivor guy, he was eating scorpion and you hid your face underneath the pillow and said, ugh! Uh-huh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, you did that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you do you?
Oh yeah, I do.
I think that Ramgor the Mad sends you into the Auchindoun Crypts to do another thing, like get a book or something. I'm not sure, but I know about that quest line there that I looked at does lead back into the crypts. Here's a pause for the next instance. And the next instance is going to be the final Auchindoun instance, the Shadow Labyrinth, or as it's more commonly referred to, Shadow Labs. This is the one that I ran the most. And first thing you're going to notice is there's a door here. I think that that quest that I just picked up outside the instance back there might ultimately have led you to a key that allowed you to access the Shadow Labyrinth. This was a door you had to open by key, and it was an attunement, just like getting into the Arcatraz is an attunement that's no longer in the game and no longer of any use. Same with Black Temple. You couldn't get into the Black Temple raid until you did a whole buttload of other questing first. Let me tell you. And running a lot of the attuned instances as well. Like, for example, in order to get into the Black Temple, you had to do the Arcatraz. In order to get into the Arcatraz, you had to have the ability to be attuned to it, and you had to have the ability to fly. And back in the day, I think the ability to fly was level 68 in Outland, and the ability to fly fast was 68 and a buttload of cash. So it was a little bit of a pain in the ass to get into the Black Temple, but they made it that way on purpose. So you couldn't just walk in and start doing the raid. You had to actually earn the right to be there. And I think you had to do a quest that allowed you into the Shattered Halls of Hellfire Citadel, and that was attunement as well. And I don't think the Steam Vault was attunement, although the Steam Vault is definitely the third of the Coilfang Reservoir instances. But I can't remember if you had to be attuned to that. I know that if you do the other two instances first, you have the quest givers being rescued from the other two instances, and they're the guys who give you the instances in Steam Vault, as you can see in my Steam Vault video, which can be found on this YouTube channel, which is Labyrinth. Anyway, now that I've said all that, it's time to get another quest. Another two quests. Get the book and kill the ambassador. Alright, in we go. This is where I really learned how to tank. This instance, at level, was the one I really learned how to tank at. So at level, by that I mean I was level 70 with my group, my guildies, and we came in here in order to get other people attuned for things. I did a lot of runs for other people back in the day, but when it came to doing runs for me, my guild deserted me completely. Which is why I stopped playing the game with them and took a break at the end. Did I take a break in Burning Crusade? No, I think I swung through into Lich King. I did a lot of stuff in Lich King as well, but I took a break at the end of Lich King. I think it might have been because I was spending a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in Burning Crusade getting other people attuned for shit. And then I spent time in Lich King doing instances there. And then when it came time to do stuff for me in Lich King, suddenly no one was available. And that pissed me right off, and I think it's understandable that as a result of that bullshit, I ended up leaving the game. And when I returned to the game, I ended up leaving that server entirely. I didn't want to have anything to do with anybody who had been in that guild. And it was a shitty experience for me. I had the same thing kind of happen in the Pandarian expansion, which is why I left near the end of Pandaria right before the final raid got released, and then came back only a week or two before Warlords of Draenor came out. I have taken breaks from the game, but they haven't been because of not liking the game. They've been because I haven't been able to get people of worth to play the game with me in certain instances, even after I do everything for them beforehand. That's just basically treating myself like shit if I was to stay in these guilds with these assholes. And I don't treat myself quite that badly. The wife would argue. But I have some semblance of clarity when it comes to playing Warcraft. I don't let myself get used for very long. Be that as it may, I'm currently in a guild only with a very few of my characters. I've got a guild for my Alliance character, who is my spy. He is in a guild specifically for the purpose of getting all the heirloom items. He was making all my money for me. And so, because I had him as the only character on the server on that faction, so if he didn't have a guild helping him, it would have been a long, hard slog. Just to let you know, Ambassador Helmod does not phase into the zone until all these guys at the bases of these towers are dead. As soon as these guys are dead, though, he is immediately there to be aggroed, just in case you're running this at level. See? As soon as I killed these, there he is. And, of course, you're going to be aggro bait because you're not max level like I am, so you're going to be, you know, in a little bit of trouble right away. That's what happens to him. Now, we dropped him. Now, the next room used to be a bit of a challenge because of these wandering teachers, the instructors. It used to be a real pain to pull these groups in order to make sure you didn't pull a professor if you didn't want to, and accidentally aggro way more than your party was able to safely pull. Of course, I don't have that problem because I'm max level. There's also a quest that is obtained outside the instance that requires you to get things from these corners of the room. I believe it's these things. Can't remember what they're called, but there's enough of them in the instance that everybody gets as many as they need. I don't have that quest because I'm not looking for the quest outside the instance. I'm just here to deal with any challenging mechanics of quests. I'm deliberately and purposefully leaving the mechanics of the bosses for people to discover upon coming into the instances at level themselves, just like I did. Admittedly, it's not going to be the same experience because people nowadays don't respect the game or have any interest in, you know, working for shit, but whatever. Okay. We cleared the room. Not that it's necessary unless you're doing that quest, really. You can just go right up the middle and go after this guy. This guy likes to smack your tank into walls. So the best way to grab him would be to go and put your back against the wall and then pull him from here. By doing that, just kills him. But you want to make sure your tank has the sense enough to put his back to a wall when he pulls him. Helpful hints. I don't remember the mechanics of all the bosses, but where I do remember a mechanic that's very memorable, I will tell you. One mechanic I never did get down properly was the entrance to the final room of this area. I deliberately ran over that because somebody invariably does, just for the extra skeleton aggro. And let's do it again because it's always fun to get some skeletons up. Join the party, guys! I said die. Hello, kitty. There we go, we killed a couple of dudes, couple of groups of skellies, and now we're heading into the final stretch here. 2 more rooms to cover. Now, skeletons pop out randomly in this hallway. Be careful of that. Is it skeletons or ghosts? Something pops up randomly in that room, in that hallway anyway. I can't remember. I don't remember where skeletons pop from these piles. Oh, they do. Okay, so skeletons pop from the piles. Let's get that off there. Let's get back over here and get on this pile and get some more skellies to come out and say howdy hi. Here we go. Oh, this guy didn't get aggro. We've got to open get everything. It's got to be a full clear, because I say so. There we go. Everybody's after me now, except for the magic user. Well, magic user can bite me. Magic user dead. On these guys? Ooh, I aggroed those guys too. That worked out nicely. Hello. One. Oh! Skeletons down. Skellies down for the count. Now obviously you can see there's a patrolling group of mobs over here. Be careful when you pull. Because even though they don't come all the way down, it's still easy to accidentally aggro them. Alright? Just do yourself a favor and be a little careful with it. Okay, low level, there, we'll do that. And now let's destroy Murmur. Murmur's the final boss. You can also read from the book if you really want to. I always wish something happened. As far as I can remember, nothing actually happens by reading this. There's a story about Murmur and Adai. Murmur's a god, so is Adai, kind of. They're travelers from outer space and crap. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's another boss down. Inventory is full because I didn't go and I didn't use my Traveler's Sunrunner Man much. Damn it. See, this is what happens when the wife doesn't help me remember things. I get screwed. Well, that can go, and we'll take that in place of it. Anything else that's garbage? Yeah, this mana potion can go. It's a piece of crapola. What else? I might need more. Oh, healing potions worth more than that. Let's see, anything? Oh, that's not worth most. Some of these things are worth way more than they should be. Others are worth the right amount. Well, I've gotten rid of a couple of items. So let's move on forward and see if that's enough. Probably won't be. We'll pull up my second bag just to be on the safe side. Actually, no, my third bag. Because I'm sure there's more stuff. Now, yeah, you're supposed to make sure that you did this in a certain timing, based on when Murmur hit these guys, or else you'd pull more than you're supposed to. I never got the timing down. I always left that to another member of my group telling me when to pull them. And when I was told to pull them as tank, I pulled them, by George. And that's how I always did that. I never did learn what exactly the purpose was, like what exactly. I never saw it go wrong. If I did see it go wrong, I'd probably die, so I wouldn't remember seeing it go wrong. You had to do these guys running out from the sides, I think you had to be careful about the timing because Murmur would knock them down or kill them or something, and you had to time it. I don't know. And it always looked like if you were looting these guys, you were almost on top of Murmur, and not quite. You still have some space, but not a whole hell of a lot of space. Okay, so there's Murmur. Big pain in the ass. One of the big bosses of Burning Crusade. We're going to use the Chimera Shot to take his ass down. One hit. There we go. Now his ability is a real pain in the ass. His ability, he starts doing the sonic boom thing, and I can't remember if it knocks you back as well, but it does such a major amount of damage that even the tank has to run away from it. Regardless of how good your healer is at level, your tank will have to run away from the explosion. Explosion? Let's try that. Explosion. There we go. Real words, folks. Real words. Yeah, big explosion that he does, and it can easily wipe your party if you're not aware of it. And what happens is when he starts casting it, he kind of sucks everything towards him. So in order to get away from it, you have to almost be precognizant to know that he's about to cast it and start running away from him. And that literally means not just backing up, you have to turn around and run away from him. Even the tank has to turn around and run away from Murmur before he blasts that blast. Yeah. One of the reasons why Shadow Labs was such a challenge back in the day. I can't remember if killing Murmur was a prerequisite to going to the Arcatraz. There might have been an item in this instance somewhere that was a prerequisite to going to Arcatraz. I know I pointed out the one that was in the slave pens. Not the slave pens. Slave pens? Steam Vault? Steam Vault. Yeah, I think I pointed out the one that was in the Steam Vault. Anyway, okay, we're back to the Arcanium, which was the first, actually the second big room. First boss was over here. What I didn't do is follow the rest of the path down this way. This takes you down to with the first quest turn-in. Locate Spy Togen in the Shadow Lab. Here he is. Completed. Oh, there's the 5 soul devices. Now, doesn't that suck? Okay, so technically I'm not going to be doing that quest now that I've shown you. Well, I could, actually. The soul devices haven't gone anywhere. Get the achievements the hell off my screen. The soul devices haven't gone anywhere. I just happen to have killed everybody who's in the way of them. So, even though I'm doing this way out of order, like stupid, ridiculously out of order, let's go to the next room and grab those soul devices. I should have no problem getting 5 in just this room alone because I'm the only one here to get them. And it'll also prove that I was trying to show you the exact right item. See? So those things with the gem on the top, the green malevolent fell thing in the top, the burning stuff, that. Okay. There's 2. Hope I don't have to go any further in. I think these are allowed to be picked up by any member of your party who has the quest, in which case, yeah, I might need to pick up one in the next room again. There's 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that in order to get this, yeah, that's what it actually gets. Well, that's what you get for not doing things in order, folks. Now you'll learn from my mistake. Sounded good to me.
It does sound good to me.
Thanks. You agreed that it sounds good to me, but it doesn't sound good to anybody else.
It sounds good.
No, I'm not talking to you anymore. Okay, is there one hidden back here? No. So why is it lighting up that part of the instance, you bastards? It's actually right over here. There we go, that's all 5. In case anyone's wondering why I'm deliberately doing the quests in here, well, there's a couple of reasons. Number 1, there's achievements for doing dungeon quests. I think I might have already got that. I don't know if there's any more than just the one. But number 2, and more importantly, is I'm getting gold for every one of these quests I'm turning in, and, you know, getting gold's not a bad thing. It's never a bad thing to get gold in this game. It's not as useful as other things you could be obtaining, like reputation. But if you don't have the reputation, you don't have the ability to spend the gold. And if you have the reputation, you'll need the gold to spend. So, I don't know. There are other things that are more important to get than gold nowadays. Well, people would say that Apexis shards and oil resources and garrison resources are as important, if not more important, than gold. But there's always a reason to get cha-ching in your pocket. And I, for one, am always going to be a person trying to get it. Because I'm a gold hound. That's it. Now then, so, based on the gold houndy comment, this sells for the most, that's what we'll pay. My inventory is full. You stupid bastards, don't you know my inventory is full? I mean, my god! Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to come out here and we're going to pull up my Traveler's Tundra Mammoth, and we're going to sell a bunch of shit, and then we're going to go back in the instant, sell the stuff off, and then we're going to be done. Inventory is full, inventory is full, inventory can bite me. Okay, get off me, you cat. Alright, we come in here, if the mouse